Social Security recipient Ned Johnson had recently woken up to the realization that he was dead, despite being very much alive. The 82-year-old Seattle man has become the newest victim of the DOGE blunderkinds war on Social Security. So now he was basically told, hey, you're dead, so you shouldn't get Social Security anymore. So now he recently spoke to Danny Westneat of the Seattle Times about this very peculiar situation. And he said, quote, you wake up one day and discover you're dead. It's been truly surreal. Now, apparently, he was looking pretty good for a dead man, talking, walking, talking, doing his thing. But apparently, the government and his bank thought he was dead. So, how did this happen? Well, last month, after someone or something told Social Security to both tag him as dead and then to claw back his benefits, and that's when it began. In February, he received a letter from his bank addressed to his wife, Pam, that said, we recently received notification of a Leonard A. Johnson's passing. We offer our sincerest condolences. We know this is a difficult time, and we're here to help. We're here to help by, taking your money. Oh, okay. We received a request from Social Security Administration to return benefits paid to Leonard Johnson's account after their passing. There's nothing you need to do. We've deducted the funds from Leonard A. Johnson's account. Sure enough, a total of $5,201 had been taken from this bank account, even though Leonard was still quite alive. And it's like, hey, wait a minute. What, you taking my money? I'm alive. I'm alive. They took this money on the grounds that Ned was not justified because he was dead. The total taken was for payments he had received in December and January. They said he was not entitled to. Ned found that his February Social Security check had also not been paid, and he is yet to receive his March check. His Medicare was also canceled, and in addition, his credit score was marked as deceased, do not issue credit, making it rather impossible to get a loan. So, I mean, denied access to a lot of the funding here that someone who is alive needs to stay that way. Yeah. The good news, he says, is I don't think it can go any lower than that. Now, of course, him not actually being dead meant that he would have to go and convince everyone that he is indeed very much alive, which is kind of hard to do. So he called his bank first, and they said an electronic notification had been triggered on February 18th, saying that he had died back in November, which, again, was not true. So he asked the bank, he's like, okay, do you know what I died of? I mean, if I'm dead, how did that die? Do you know? Do you have any information? And they said, you better take it up with Social Security, pal. Great. Now, he did, which proved to be quite difficult and time-consuming thanks to the massive cuts the government has been making to the SSA. For 2 weeks, he called Social Security about 2 to 3 times a day. Each call was put on hold and then eventually disconnected. Finally, somebody had answered and gave an appointment for March 13th. Okay. He then got a call delaying it to March 24th. He ended up having to go in person to the nearest SSA office, the Henry Jackson Federal Building, which happened to be one of the buildings, by the way, proposed to be closed under the cuts, the DOGE cuts. Okay. What he found when he showed up, he described as a Depression-era scene, with a line about 50 deep, with only 2 people there to service all those people. He said, quote, they are so understaffed down there. They think the office is about to be closed down, and they don't know where they're going to go. It feels like the agency's being gutted. Well, he'd be right about that. After a 4-hour wait, Johnson finally managed to get heard and to prove that he was indeed not dead. Now, the workers there, they pledged to fix this, and they did, by the way. Now he's considered to be alive. On Thursday, the bank called to say that it returned the deducted deposits to his account. However, as of Friday morning, he had not received February or March's benefit payments, which of course is pretty disastrous, but you understand that there's only so much they can do with such diminished amounts of staff. Okay, so I don't blame the workers at all. No, I blame DOGE. I blame Elon Musk. I blame his gaggle of 20-something-year-old blunderkinds. Those are the people that are making this Social Security system. Well, they're ruining it, basically. So now when he said that when I was in that line, I was thinking that if I was living solely off Social Security, I could be close to dumpster diving about now. Yeah, and that unfortunately may end up being the situation that a lot of people could find themselves in as a result of these cuts. I mean, especially since nobody could explain how this even happened in the first place. I mean, Musk is out there claiming, oh, dead people, they're taking Social Security, except that that's actually not true. And since it's not true, they then tried to make it true. Of course they did. Johnson isn't the only senior who had to fight for his Social Security. In fact, James McCaffrey, a 66-year-old retiree in Oklahoma City, also had his benefits ripped away. McCaffrey learned that his Social Security benefits were suspended when he received a note saying that he needed to pay $740 or he was going to lose his Medicare. After multiple phone calls and hours on hold, he managed to get through and then quickly received a missing payment, but never got an explanation as to why this had happened in the first place. Now, what actually had happened? Nobody's sure. But he believes that it started because he was born on a U.S. military base in Germany. So basically, it flagged him, whatever they're using to try to find the fraud in Social Security, which doesn't really exist, okay, flagged him as like, oh, you were born in Germany. You must be an undocumented immigrant getting Social Security. No, born on a U.S. base, which means you are a citizen. So, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Okay, I think all of this is part of their plan to try to privatize Social Security benefits. First, they declare fraud, okay? Waste, fraud, and abuse. And then they send their little minions to go and break the administration of the program. That's what they're doing. They're firing 7,000 people from the SSA. This is an organization, an agency that has been massively understaffed for a very, very long time. And now they're understaffing it even more. And then, of course, understaffing means that you're going to have delays, you're going to have errors, you're going to have stuff like this happen. You're going to have more people not being able to sign up for this and receive benefits. And so what's going to happen is they're going to declare an emergency. Oh my God, look at how poorly this is. Look how poorly this is run. After we intentionally broke it. And then they're going to say, well, since we have an emergency, let's hand it over to our friends, the tech bros and the private equity firms. And once that happens, once Social Security is under control of those guys, the Republicans will come out and declare victory and say, oh, I can't believe it, we saved Social Security. When in reality, they handed it over to the worst group of people imaginable, who will personally try to profit off the program, of course, while no longer guaranteeing any benefits for the millions of people who currently and will rely on it. So make no mistake, what we're seeing right now may be the beginning of the end of Social Security as we know it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.